Give me no connection error.
You are live.
I am live. What's up? Woo! Baby, I'm so excited about this right here.
I'm excited too.
And I've been trying to get you for
Ever.
and but I was about to say, is we friends or is we not?
Don't do
friends?
that. Don't do me. Don't do me.
I was, man, I just had to check and see. I just had to verify.
Don't do me.
I had to verify. I was trying to give the audience not so much. But that's pretty good. Like, that's good. This should be what it is. You like it. Okay, so. Alright. I need to go and share. Well, you need to go and share. I'm on the gram, so
Okay, what you want me to do?
go to this page where it's showing
On
live.
Instagram or on Facebook?
On Facebook. So that's all it's right there.
And what? Watching it?
Yes, my iPhone.
There we go.
You log in with my
To watch. Just watch.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's good. Alright. Maybe this camera good, ain't it?
It is. I'm like, come on now.
Come on, camera. Okay, so I want to welcome you guys who watching. One person is probably you. Anyway, they'll come in later, Jerry.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Well, I'll go back and watch.
So what happened? I want to thank you guys for tuning in, even though you ain't tuned in just yet, to another episode of Conversations with KFLO. I'm here with my very good, long-time high school friend. Like when I tell y'all, okay, we're gonna get into that. I'm too excited. I'm excited. We're gonna wait.
Hi, everybody.
My good friend LaToya Jones. We're here to talk about family matters and family dynamics and all types of family relationships and situations. And so that's why I titled it Family Matters, because I think all types of families matter. Different types of blood, not blood, church, relatives, friends, all families matter. So I just want to include everybody. I'm gonna get some shout outs later about some special people in my life. I don't know if somebody will do the same thing. So, well, let's get into it. First of all, I'd like you guys to go ahead and like, comment, share. I don't know why you black folks ain't sharing.
Yeah, y'all gotta do that.
Y'all gotta do better. I'm trying to blow up. How I'm gonna blow up if y'all don't share? Y'all share everybody else. Y'all share midgets fighting in the street.
Dude.
Y'all share crazy foolishness going on in churches.
Ratchet TV.
Ratchet. Y'all share all kinds of stuff. Why you can't share your girl? I'm out here doing the Lord's work. I don't know if all of it's the Lord. Most of it is the Lord.
Good conversation.
Some of it is just me.
Yeah, it is.
But you know,
Ain't
why
changed.
y'all can't just share
Come on,
your
y'all.
girl?
Hit your girl out.
Girl, if you just share 20 people, if I can just get 20 people.
Like all it is take like literally like 2 seconds.
That's all it is. It's free. You ain't even gotta pay. All right, so let's get to it. What do I want to talk about? I wanted to first of all shout out some of the families who have adopted me. I am so blessed. I not only have blood family, but I have church family, I got school family, I got friends family. So I'm gonna shout these people out real quick before we get started. And if I didn't leave you, I'm gonna say your name. Okay, here we go. I want to give a shout out to my own family, the King family, the Howard family, the Whites, the Jimenez, Jones, Hines, McGowan, Biggs, Taylor, Jordan, Portly, Ingrams. These are all families who have been around for years. Some of them since I was a little kid, some of them since I was a baby. Who have just taken me in and adopted me in as their own. I am so grateful for all these families that I'm associated with who I know that love me, and I just wanted to show y'all just a little bit of love, and I'll probably do a shout out again at the end of the show. All right, but first I want to talk about
What you want to talk about?
I want to talk about your mom.
Okay.
You
That's all.
ready?
I am.
You ready?
I am. I'm
Okay.
gonna do my best. I think I'm good where I won't have to cry.
Okay,
but
good.
I think I'm good.
Good. So, and that's one of the main reasons that I want to talk to you, because your mom, because of your mom, Miss Marilyn Evans, honey, if it was not for her, I would not have seen nary a football game, basketball game, probably a movie. I mean, because as you know, I grew up in church. I was very sheltered. My mama did her best to keep me sheltered and keep me on lockdown. So there was a lot of stuff she wanted to just protect me from, which I understand now. Didn't understand it then,
Right.
but I get it now. She was just trying to protect her baby.
That's correct.
Right. But when she met your mom, and your mom said, I think her exact words was, somewhere I will bring up that home in one piece.
Yeah.
And from the look on my mom's face was like, okay, I trust her. And she did just that. I smell like a quarter cigarette.
She was on the
I smell like a choo-choo train when I came back. I was safe. You hear me?
She was on the cigarettes.
Hey, and so her and then your grandmother was so sweet. I remember she used to make the hamburgers, baby. And she was strict. I don't know if she was strict or if you go in your room, you can sit on the bed.
That was my mom.
I never understood why we can't sit on the bed.
I never asked. She just said don't do it. So
And so we just didn't know.
That's right.
But baby, we could go in there and sit on the floor.
Yeah.
And watch movies and listen to music and whatever. But I'm so grateful to your family and, you know, for you.
Yeah.
For just being that for me, because I didn't have it and I didn't get it from anywhere else. So that was kind of like my introduction into like a real, not such a churchy family, because I always grew up around churchy people.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that your family didn't go to church, but it was just a different atmosphere, but it was different in a good way.
Yeah, it was a tad bit more laid back.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Exactly.
Not too much.
Not too much, because your grandma was strict.
My grandma was too.
Yeah.
You know, in certain areas.
Right.
Yeah.
But she let us have fun.
She did.
And that's what I appreciated. I was, man, every time I wanted to go somewhere, I was like, Mom,
yeah.
I was like, okay. So it was cool. I was like,
yes. Can I spend the night?
Right.
Yeah. I got a chance to spend the night at your house, because your mom wasn't letting people come over and spend the night at your house.
And I don't even remember you spending the night.
I did. Maybe one time.
And it happened like one time.
Yeah. I did.
I bet you did that.
We did. We watched TV, I think. I might try to talk on the phone. I don't know, but it wasn't much.
Baby, because I couldn't even watch, I don't know if BT was on back then, but I couldn't watch it.
We had cable. I mean, not until like
I didn't have cable.
I was later on.
I didn't have cable. So we did anything. We just watched regular TV and she probably took us something to eat. Yeah, and that was it.
That's it. That's all.
That was it. That was all. We probably wasn't on the phone or nothing. I don't know. Anyway, so I want you to tell us about your childhood, how you grew up.
Okay, so I grew up in a household full of females. So it was my grandmother and my mom, and it was me and my two sisters. So
Pooh and Dale.
We was Pooh and Dale.
Baby.
And so the dynamics of the house, and I was raised around some strong women. And so you didn't have the example of a male being in a household. I didn't grow up with my dad in the household. I didn't grow up with, what men was coming in and out, because, she was real particular about who she had coming in and out. But it taught me some things. My grandmother was like super strong. She was the glue of our family. My mom was real, just, matter of fact. She didn't finish high school, but she was real big on this and making sure that our education was top priority. She didn't play when it came to grades. She didn't play when it came to anything. And so neither one of them did.
Right.
So, I appreciate them because they did a lot. They molded us to be who we are today, strong women. And sometimes that was a blessing, and sometimes it could be a curse. Sometimes, it just depends. But I owe everything to Ireland Evans and Marilyn Evans. They like everything. So, I just appreciate, them for, just being an example.
Doing what they had to do.
Yeah, that's what they did. They took care of everybody.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what
I'm
I'm
sure I
saying?
wasn't the only one coming up
No.
there. You know what I'm saying?
Might not have had much. It didn't seem like we had, you know, a lot, but back then it seemed like, you know,
Right.
you look at it like, dang, where did they produce all this stuff?
Exactly.
We didn't have a lot growing up, but she made it do what it did.
Right. And so my mom did the same thing. I grew up on the same parent home. No dad. Now my dad wasn't in the house. I mean, he was down the street around the corner. I didn't grow up with a father present. So again, all I saw was the same thing. Just my mama raised me by herself. And, you know, with her, some of her best friends, you know, she's called them sisters, but some of the people that she was very close with, that's who raised me. I would have to say that the church raised me, like real talk. The church raised me. So that's
because all you wore was dresses. You were cute. You wore them skirts to school.
Even in the wintertime.
But you were cute though.
Leg warmers,
but you was cute.
Ma'am, but leg warmers, you had me freezing in the winter with leg warmers because I could wear what?
Pants.
No jeans. Skirt was in.
There was only two people I remember that couldn't wear.
And I wasn't this big. Me and Sherelle.
That was it.
Me and Sherelle, baby, we was only two in there, honey, freezing with a skirt on.
That's right. That is so correct.
Oh my God.
But you know, one thing I can tell about my mom, you know, even though my dad wasn't like really, you know, present at the time, one thing she never did, she didn't take it on her time. Or anything like that. It was just something you had to figure out on your own. So my mom was real big on that. You know what I mean? My mom also, you know, I have a lot of brothers. And I got another sister. My dad's kids. My mama treated just about every last one of them, you know, the ones that she knew, like they belong to her. You know what I mean? Like there was no difference or anything like that when she seen them. Regardless, I don't know if I could have done it, the same, but she did. I mean, that's because that's just, you know, who she was.
Right.
Yeah,
my mama was like that too. My mama would have anybody would take care of, give food to, shelter. Even when I got older, I understood her heart, but at a certain point, when I got to a certain age, I was like, Mom,
look,
you can't handle everybody.
It can't be everybody.
You can't be everybody.
We want to eat. I want a little bit extra.
And see, here was my thing, was that my mom had such a good heart and such a Christian. She really didn't discern the difference between who was trying to get over and who wasn't. She was just a giver. She's just a giver, right? But once I got, you know, I ain't no bad looking chick. I was just saying.
Not.
Right. And so at a certain age, you know, I started developing, you know, getting a little booky and all this type of stuff. And man, you still haven't grown men come over to the house. I'm like, damn. You can no longer have grown. I know you love them, and I know they down on their
But they gotta go and say where they are.
But they looking at your girl.
A little different.
They looking at your girl. You know what I'm saying? You know, again, church girls, so I didn't know how to fight. I didn't tell nobody. I really didn't know how to defend myself. Right. So I was kind of waiting on my mom to step in and say, you know, you can't stay here. But that wasn't her part. Right. So me being from the real world and not my church side aside, I was like, girl.
Yeah. Mom, we need to have a talk.
We need to have a talk. You can't have all these dudes up in this house with your girl and they looking at me and I'm trying to fight them out.
I'm feeling a little uncomfortable.
I'm feeling uncomfortable. It's a 2-bedroom house.
Yeah, it was.
It's a 2-bedroom house. Yep. You got a room, I got a room, they on the couch, and guess who they trying to creep room at? Man. Yep. So, but that, like you said, that was a conversation that I had to have. She did the best with what she knew at the time. Absolutely. But I was glad that she was finally receptive because she just didn't think like that. Right.
Because again, when you're trusting,
right,
you know,
and she,
that's
just trusting. She got the guy, she believed the guy, and she just like,
doing right by people.
Listen, ain't nobody gonna do harm to her, baby.
Yeah.
They looking at your girl real strong.
I feel a little
awkward. So I'm gonna get stuff and get myself out of here. Find the wrong way. This is not the place to do that. Let's see. Okay, so we talked about your mom, your grandma. Let's talk about touch.
Come on, Hutch. What you want to know?
So for me, Hutch also is my friend.
Right.
We have been together since I don't know what age.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
Like maybe 30 years.
30 years. Class reunion.
Right. We don't look it though, right? I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's another like part of the community. It's like Solo is like my dude. That's like my favorite. I can talk to that dude about anything. It ain't going nowhere. Because that's my man. And I know you have a relationship with Christina, that's the best buddy.
Yep, that's BFF. Just came back from I have some friendships that, me and Kim go all the way back because so here's the deal. This is what I remember. So I think we were probably like third grade. It was probably like third grade-ish or whatever, like the open concept or whatever. We start, having in common about who we thought was cute. I think I'm not even gonna call the names. I'm not even gonna name drop right now. But we always had those conversations. Right. But we were
I always like the same ones.
We always like the same ones. I'm telling you, like, such and such is so cute. Oh, such and such is so cute. And you have your little elementary boyfriends, the ones you used to write the little letter and stuff about do you like me? Check you gonna be my girlfriend. Right. Check yes or no. But it was one type of relationship. We went together at school. It was just something that you just said that I got a boyfriend. But we wasn't holding hands and we wasn't doing none of that. We just said, hey, that's my boyfriend. Right. We just seen him. If we were nowhere near him, no PDA, nothing.
Except for one tried to get some PDA from me. He invited me to his house.
I'm not even gonna talk about that because she came and rode her bike right around the corner.
Sure did.
Real quick.
In the bedroom because his mama didn't went in home. I'm stupid. I don't know no better. I'm going over there and saying, I didn't know what you
remember you know who you are.
Yeah, right. With a short step. So I over there. Man, I'm in the bedroom. He got me sitting on the bed. This is so crazy. Because my common sense kicked in real late. He's like, why am I sitting in this room? And then he heard a garage door or something. He was like, oh, hold on. And he ran out and something clicked and said, girl, you don't get your tail out of this bedroom. And I just jumped up. Because he literally had me just sitting on the bed and I was like laying back. I'm chilling because I don't know no better. I don't know no better. So I'm chilling on his bed, like this. And then the garage door came up because I guess he was going to try to kiss me or do whatever kids do. Baby, the garage door went up and he ran out the room. And I just said,
we were green. We were so green.
I'm not supposed to be here, but thankfully something clicked and said, girl, if you don't get on your bike and get up out here.
It could have been a different situation.
It could have been a real different situation that I would not have known how to
handle. But we were so green. When I say we were green, when I'm telling you, like, I swear, and I ain't telling everybody this, but when we were in school, she was the person I could say, well, shoot, I know she wasn't having sex with nobody, and she knew I wasn't either. We was true to our conversation. Everybody else, different story, different strokes for different folks. But back in high school, wasn't really liking me because I wasn't putting out, or I wasn't built. I was about 123 pounds. I was cute. That's all that, it tried to like a little bunny. Yeah, could dress.
It was cute and we could dress. I wasn't putting out.
But it wasn't nobody checking for us.
I didn't even know how to put that. How about that?
At all. It was like, but people start laughing at me. Loveliness or whatever. Right. So I was telling one of my coworkers, I said, y'all, I remember when I was in school, I used to pray that my booty would get big. I did. I prayed for a big butt. I did.
I want to be fine like Gidget. I just don't tell the truth.
I just want a big butt. Because and people say, hey, I can't, when you were in school, you was like this, and now, of course, it's not the same. Right. But my wish came true, Mom.
You got enough for both of us.
No, and it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I used to be, my feelings used to be hurt. Nobody was checking for me, but they was all checking for Gidget, baby, because Gidget was the one that was fine. I was like, I used to look at her and be like, Gidget, can you do my hair like hers? And I want the booty like hers. And she
had a lot of attention.
She had a lot of attention, but she was cute though. She was cute.
She was outgoing.
She was outgoing. She was funny. She was everything. And I just remember, I just wanted to be like Gidget. Not knowing her that, no ma'am, sir, God had you to be you just for you, but I had to accept it because I was looking at who everybody else was looking at, right? But I know why. I want her to know.
It doesn't matter. I'm good with who I am. You know, those high school woes, right? That you went through. But you know, the family, you know, when we're in school, you know, even just those relationships that you have, the fact that 30 years later, actually we go back way more than 30 years. Right. But you know, with you, Tasha, you know, Tasha, Christina, you know, I still have, you know, Elise. I can't say Dorothy. We won't call her Dorothy. Elise. Yeah, you know, so
that was another churchy girl, but I don't think me and Elise were as close in school. I don't even know. We were close, but we weren't like close. And I was cool with her brother, who I'm like really best friends with right now.
Yeah.
So that was another church girl.
Yeah,
you know.
But she wouldn't come to school in dresses.
No, that was a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
Her family still to this day is very relaxed.
Yeah.
And I love them. That's another one of my family things.
Yeah. I love it. I mean, you know,
even the guys, like I'm cool, you know, with not a whole bunch of the guys, but like, you know, Alejandro, I remember him just being so stupid in class and just cracking jokes and talking about cool ice cream. Like, he was funny as crap in school. He would always joke when people would be reading and messing up. He'd be like, excuse me, miss, what page y'all on?
Yes.
That was just
that was the culture thing. You know, you can mess up in school.
Right.
You used to get scolded on. You know, these kids, they too soft.
Oh God,
I'm a teacher.
Now.
You know, I'm a teacher, so you know, I always tell my students, I said, there's no way you could have grew up in the era that we did because the stuff that y'all consider bullying, man, all of us would have been in trouble for bullying or
we got bullied for real by Prentice King, and I can't remember Frederick, whatever his name was. Prentice King, who's dead now. I was like, I don't know. And it was another guy named Frederick somebody. They bullied us for real. They used to run down the hallway and hit us in the back of the head with brushes. Them big fat wooden brushes. You don't remember that? You wasn't bullied? No. That was at Kennedy Curry.
No, I missed that.
Oh my God. Maybe it was just me. I got bullied.
Maybe they liked you. Maybe that was a like.
So you gonna beat me in the back of my head?
You know, because boys used to do that.
They did, and one of them actually challenged me to a fight after school, and I was trying my best to tell the teachers, but they was like, they weren't trying to hear it. Wow. And this nigga, I'm sorry, literally beat me up after school. I went home with a busted lip and everything. So they was bullying for real. Oh my God. And you remember they used to freeze us out on the bus when it was cold? They would raise the windows.
They would. I remember that.
That was harsh. You think these kids today would be? No, not at all. They're soft. It was mean. When I heard that he died,
no, I would not know. And moving on.
Moving right along. Just saying. I was like, moving on. Okay, so I wanted to mention I just have to throw a shout out to my Aunt Laura, who really, she's my mom's best friend, but she has really stood the test of time. She has been like my own blood. She has taken care of me. And she was the only reason that I got to see Purple Rain, E.T., like play Uno, because you know, being in the street house, so I didn't play cards, dominoes, like I don't know how to play none of that stuff. No, my mother didn't.
You still didn't learn?
No. Because by the time that I wanted to learn, I was so intimidated by the little 10-year-olds who already was whooping me. I was like, I ain't gotta learn how to play. I'm good. I don't know how to skate. I don't know how to roller skate because I never went to Shamrock. Did you go to Shamrock?
A couple of times, not too many. Not like everybody else, but I did go a few times. It wasn't a lot.
I didn't even get to go to Shamrock. That's how sheltered I was. I couldn't even go skating.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, but that's okay.
But it's a lot of stuff that I don't do now just because
you didn't.
I just couldn't.
Because Six Flags was always a big deal for us.
Yeah,
we went to Six Flags because of the
every single year.
But that's because of the school.
Because of the school.
Yeah,
I was allowed to go to Six Flags. Now my shorts didn't be as short as everybody else.
Oh,
but I was allowed to go.
Yeah,
and gym the same way. Did you know my mama did not want me to go to gym because she didn't want me to wear them shorts? No. Foolery. I will never forget those shorts that she bought me at Mott's. Mott's was in Lancaster. It was at Mott's. No, in Lancaster, and I had some blue turquoise shorts with tuxedo stripes.
No, ma'am.
Ma'am. And I came down to my knees, honey. She was not playing there. Do you hear me? But I finally, remember when I finally stuck and wore jeans. Put them in my backpack, shaking with
and they were cute.
You can't tell me I wasn't cute. I know exactly right now.
One good part. When they like the
light washed, checkered pattern. Okay. They had no pockets, and I didn't need pockets then because my booty was big. You know, you need pockets when you ain't got no booty. That's a whole nother thing. Had a little split up the side. Girl, I never get those pants tight.
Then everybody did the double take when you came to school.
That was like,
oh, that's what her butt look like.
That's what tell me nothing.
That is hilarious.
That was about the worst thing that I ever did. The worst thing I ever did.
Your mom found out you had them. When did she find out you had them?
I think she found it in my drawer. I think that's what happened. And then one time I got the nerve, the audacity to ask her.
I think I remember.
Yeah, we were in Target, heavy Walmart. In Walmart, and I saw some pants. And I was like, it's just. I was like, Mom, get these.
I arrived.
My spirit was so excited.
It's like you.
That's it. Skinny too, and baby, long chicken legs, but had to be good. I don't matter what the hell you do.
I was like this.
Bam. Okay, what are we talking about next? I want to talk about family dynamics as far as divorce. Okay, because my parents were divorced, and I think I was 6 when they got divorced. Okay, very traumatic. Somebody said, Kim, really? Yes, really. So whatever Kim really, yes.
Maybe about your booty.
I don't know. All of it. But yeah, all of it. Yes, for real. Now, I'm not telling no lies. All this is true facts. But I want to get into the family dynamics of divorce because I come from a divorced family. Like I said, I think my mom and dad divorced when I was 6. And he was never really a part of my life. And nor were my family on his side. We were kind of estranged for a long time until I got older. But I'm always close with the cousins on my mom's side because I stayed with my mom, right? But what's crazy is that I was closer to my dad's mom, than I was to my mom's mom. Okay. And I think that was because she was her energy or her spirit was so off the chain, so I just gravitated to her. And my mom would take me to see her, even after my parents were divorced. My mom would always take me down to the country, I think it was in Corsicana, to see my grandmother. And she made sure that I had a relationship with his mom, even though my relationship with him, was pretty much non-existent. So I just wanted to kind of get into that, because I know your dad wasn't in the house either, but were you close with your dad's family?
Not really. I think when I was younger, it kind of, was a little dynamics that was there. As I got older, No, not really. You know, every once in a while when I see my cousins and stuff, that would be a different dynamic. And we're not as close as I would want us.
Right.
But and because I'm the oldest grandchild on my dad's side.
Oh.
And so not on my mom's side, but on my dad's side. So that's the reason why, you know, my aunt, my aunties, and my uncle, that's the reason why they know me.
Mm-hmm.
My sisters used to say all the time, you know, like, especially because, so I was the one that was always around the family as I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And then as my sisters, you know, came along or whatever, they weren't as exposed to, you know, my dad's side. Maybe a couple of aunts or something, because, you know, they had kids, or our cousins were around the same age. But my sisters used to feel uncomfortable because they used to always, like, when all of three of us would show up, you know, it was always, hey, Toy, and then it was like Pooh and Dev, or, you know, just, you know, it was kind of like, and then most of them, they didn't know the difference between which sister was
Right.
which,
I didn't for a long time because they looked alike,
but they couldn't stand it, you know, because they were offended,
right?
You know, and so, you know, that made them feel the same. And so, but no, I mean, and as you start getting older, you know, you're around who you're around, right? And now, would I have a relationship with them? Yeah, you know, I'm into, you know, some things I've been invited to, and I do my best that I can to show up because I feel like family is important. I just hate that my kids don't get a chance to see the dynamics of, you know, the other cousins, of, you know, their kids growing up, because they don't know them. So they feel, you know, we felt a little bit on the excluded side because, you know, it's just real awkward. Yeah. When you don't know people. Right. Now on my mom's side, that's a little different. Just like you said, my mom's side, you know, we were always closer to my cousins and stuff because, you know, my aunts and we all grew up together. Right. That was just the dynamic. Right. Everybody came over to my grandmother's house. Right. You know, we don't hang out as much as we've gotten older. Yeah. But when we were growing up, man, I know, that's all it was. You already know. Yes, that's what it was. That's how it was for me too. As kids on my mom's side, I mean, we were always at my grandmother's house. My grandmother had the candy store. And so we would always be stealing candy, stealing stuff. And we went over there, we just knew we was gonna be stealing candy. Yeah. But on my dad's side, I probably know maybe 6 cousins on my dad's side, and I don't really know them, right? I know my cousin Tori, my cousin Pam, and Rachel, you know, and her brothers, and a couple of others, but like I don't see them, I don't hang with them because since I was a kid, it's always been my mom's side. Yeah, that's so we gotta do that. I know my cousins. I mean, and part of the reason why is because, and it may be maybe a few that I don't know. I know them, but you know, I don't know them. I know who their parents are, but we never hung out. And it's only a few, but the rest of them, I know them. You know, because all of us are right around the same age. So, you know, I do believe that, you know, family is important. And especially in this day and age, because, you know, you need to know family. Because what you don't want to do is marry. Here you are up in whatever you are, and all of a sudden you find out y'all got some relatives and y'all are actually related. You know, but I asked. What do you ask? I asked because first of all, the last name is gonna stand out. I gotta make sure your last name is Howard because I was talking to a guy and his last name was Howard, so I had to investigate. Howard, like who you revert, like what Howard, like where your people's at, right? It turns out he was from Louisiana, so okay, no relation. But that's all you gotta do because I don't know my people. So if I'm dating or out here trying to date, you just gotta ask. You have who to your ask. People. Because I got some cousins on my daddy side, baby. I'm like, how far down the line? If you first cousin, second cousin, third cousin, like, just I got some good looking cousins. I had never seen them before. I had never seen mine. I had never seen it, especially when my dad passed, and my grandmother passed, and we went down there and I seen her.
You.
Like, who are you? Are
Who
you
are
a
you?
family
Are you
friend?
family member?
Yeah.
And
Are
my
you
cousin-
family?
Right. And my cousin was like, "That's your cousin."
Keep
That's
it
your
moving.
cousin. I was like, God. Good Lord. Okay, so let's talk about the other side of it.
Okay.
The divorce that you have gone through. I don't know if it's over with. I don't know where y'all stand.
Oh, it's
but
divorce. It's
you're
over.
still in a relationship with his family.
I am.
How does that work, pray tell?
Child. I mean, divorce is always, it's either gonna be one way or the other. You can leave, walking away and doing what's in the best interest of the kids, or it is what it is. In my case, it is what it is, and I'm okay with that. But with divorce, when you've been in a relationship for as long as I was in a relationship, because I was in a relationship since I was 17 years old, and so when I got a divorce, I'm 45, so I'm married 20, in a relationship 27. So that's pretty much all my teens, 20s, 30s, and then here it is halfway through 40, and you got to start over. So you build relationships with family, on both sides, right? And so it can go either way, because when you start going through it, now my divorce. Okay, I'm divorcing this person, but now what is the dynamics of the family gonna look like? Is it gonna be okay? Blood is thicker than water.
Exactly.
I'm going over here with this is my brother, and this is who I'm gonna roll with, or is it a situation to where, I love you, brother. However, I built this relationship.
Exactly.
So that was a hard thing for me, because I remember the people that I was the closest to. I remember calling and just having a conversation like, I will understand if you have to choose, because that's your blood. But once you start realizing, when people's like, shoot, we ain't nothing happened. This didn't happen between us. You still family. And I had a lot of that. And so my aunt, she my sister. I don't even call her sister-in-law. She my sister. So Nay, dude, I'm talking about, yeah, she crazy. But one thing about her, she's gonna stand up for what's right. She's always gonna do what's right in the best interest of who, you know what I mean? And and I'm not saying she made a choice, but she did make a choice, because she on the side of, this is right here. You can't dictate to me who I'm going to have a relationship with. And she's definitely been one of my strongest, advocates, one of my, strongest people. And we talking about this your sibling, and so her and her husband have been like everything instrumental to me, and not only just to me, but my kids. So now in this relationship, because that's my nieces, that's my nephew. When it comes down to going to games, when it comes down to supporting, for college, when it comes down to any events, they're there. When it comes down to, hey, you need some shoes for school, that's what they do. And so, and we're not even just talking about just Nate, but he got cousins I'm still close with right now. We go out, go kick.
Family matters. This is why family matters.
Or what your character matters. And so, there's no ill will or ill intent when you do good by people. And so, and I understand, the relationships that I no longer have, and that's fine. I'm not bitter about it. People, do what they choose to do. However, I'm definitely appreciative of the relationships I still have post-divorce, because the whole family didn't walk away. It was one of those situations to where my kids still know their aunts. They don't feel totally isolated from one side of the family, and that's good for them.
Because some people do that. It's
They
like,
do.
if we split, then now everything splits. And I'd be like, no, what about the relationship that we built? So in my case, for like my brother, the lady that he married, I don't know his kids. right? They're my niece and my nephew, but I don't really know that. I've never been around. I was around them and they came around when they were kids, but the relationship between him and his wife was so jacked up. It just kind of caused like a little friction between us and the kids. Now, my mom, as the grandparent, again, she don't take in anybody, those are her grandkids. She don't love them, any way she can. But I was looking at it from different eyes, like, okay, so if these kids don't side with their mama against my brother, I'm gonna have to get with my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I understand y'all are kids, but once y'all get older and you begin to maybe see that maybe your mama didn't tell the truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so you still gonna side with your mama? Okay, well then I'm gonna side with my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hate for it to be that way, and I wish it wouldn't, and I think it's gonna change. Hopefully that's my prayer and my wish is that one day I'll just be able to be cool and cordial and just be family and have that close dynamic. But okay,
it does. With everything it's like that. I feel like, it's never too late.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But at the same time, you also have to start taking some type of ownership in what it is, regardless if, even like if I'm talking about the relationship with my dad, it has to be some type of ownership because I feel strongly about something. I'm not sure if that's how he feels, but if I feel strongly about it, but if I want to make a change, that's what I need to do. I need to reach out. But everything for me, when people always say, well, it's a two-way street. Well, as a parent, I feel like it is your duty, your obligation to make sure that your kids are good. I don't care if your kids say, I don't want to see you no more, whatever. You are the parent. Your kids, there's still a level of respect because sometimes your kids may not tell you exactly what's on their mind and they might not feel comfortable enough to do it because they still respect you as your title.
Exactly.
Right? So at the same time, but they still have the right to feel how they feel. Right. The idea is if you really want a relationship, what are you doing to fix it? Are you constantly calling? Even if they're not answering, or you just, well, they answer my call, I'm not calling you no more. Oh, well, and humping his shoulders. Right. And we know that there has to be some type of mercy. There has to be some grace in it. But when you know that there's hurt that's involved, and you want healing to take place, you will do things differently. At least on your end, if you really want to make a change. And so I think a lot of times people are real stubborn in the fact that, when you feel, I'm prideful, I'm not doing it, that's just what that is. Right. That's fine. But can you live with the decision that you make? Because if anything was to happen to that person, how are you going to feel if anything? If you don't feel one way or another,
so let me tell you. So my dad, I never had a close relationship with my dad because he wasn't around. He did with me. I felt like he didn't do what he was supposed to do, right? And so as he got older, because my dad promised me a car since the age of, 15. Well, he never got me a car. But
were you holding on to it?
I held on for a long time because he always promised me, I'm going to get you a car. And so every time I bought a car, and maybe say I needed gas money or needed something, why are you going to buy a new car? Because you didn't buy me a car. So what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Walk to work? So my dad broke all of his promises to me. Hard. And my mom never downed him. She never said anything bad about him. But I learned for myself that this dude is not gonna do what he say he gonna do. It don't matter. It was terrible. And then when he passed away, he got dementia, right? So I never had the opportunity to even confront him about all the hurt. You know what I'm saying?
So what did you do with it?
I just had to forgive him. I had to forgive him. I didn't have a choice.
Did you write it out?
I had been thinking about it my whole life. I didn't have to write it down. But I decided that I have to forgive this. I'm gonna tell you what the hardest two things that were very, very hard. When he got dementia, me and my mom had to, see to it that he was, taken care of at the different facilities and all this stuff. And he was just literally losing his mind. And for me to have to go to that hospital and cut his fingernails was like, this ain't done nothing for me, but maybe spot me $20, $40 here and there. But I was like, I used to have to beg my own father for $20. Daddy, can I have $40 for gas? And he would give me the hardest time. But you would give somebody who's not your family. He would give a grown man.
Why is that?
Is it not just me?
No, it's not just you, because I've been through that too.
Really?
Because I feel like one of the things that I've started doing is going back, because I feel like everybody has had some type of childhood trauma. And I'm not talking about, it doesn't have to be a rape or incest type thing. I'm talking about a moment in your childhood that has definitely molded you to where you are right now and why you feel the way that you do. Right. Well, for me, I remember being 10 years old. I'm going back to 10. 10 years old, I remember calling my dad, asking him for some money. Hey, Dad, can I get, can you send me $20 or something? And he said to me, the only time you call me is to ask me for some money. And in that moment, because it was something that I needed, in that moment, what it made me do, and I said to myself, and I kid you not, I ain't asking you for nothing else. And did. Right. But it molded me into, that's why now today at 48, when I really start analyzing, why don't you ask for help? Why don't you ask people for money? Why don't you ask for that? I was reading a book called Worthy by Nancy Livens, and that's what she talked about. Going back, and that's what made me realize, dang, is that the reason why I don't ask for? I don't. Right. I'm learning to do a little better in releasing that, but that's hard when you used to doing it for so long. Right. Because the thing is that one moment, even when I was married, it was hard to ask for stuff. But it shouldn't be that hard to ask your husband, right? But I felt, I'm that 10-year-old kid again. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even like when it comes down to I need something, the people that know me, like my sisters or whatever, my sister know if I'm struggling or something, she know I'm not gonna ask her, but you know what she gonna do? She gonna slide me some money because I'm not gonna ask. Right. Because I don't know if it's pride or whatever, but I feel like when I ask you and when you say no, it takes me back to that little 10-year-old girl. Because it's trauma. So it is trauma, meaning that you got to heal from it. Right. So it's like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna keep on being prideful. You're gonna keep on being in that sense. So yeah.
I realized that it had a really major effect on how I dated and who I dated, right? And because I always felt like, since my dad lied to me my whole life, for me, if I met a guy who didn't keep his word, it just instantly, automatically, I thought of my dad. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna deal with nobody that can't keep his word. So I just shut you down just instantly, because I automatically go back to that trauma that my dad lied to me. I'm not gonna allow a man to lie to me.
Do you still deal with that?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you recognize that you're doing it?
Yes.
And so are you still, is it something that you are working on? No. Or are you like, that's just it, that's all?
No, because if you lie, you lie.
They said the volume is low.
What? Oh.
Nay, can you hear?
Hold on. Turn this off. Well, I hope this whole thing haven't been low, because I sure did have it down.
Girl, there was some good conversation going on here.
Well, I hope they heard it.
Yeah.
I still hold guys to a certain standard. If I see anything that resembles my dad, I'm like really out. Like I'm automatically out.
So do you is that why we single?
Because I give them a chance. Okay. I would give them a chance.
How many chances?
But if it's consistent, if I notice you have a pattern
of lying or not following through,
then yeah. But see, my eyes are open from the first time.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm taking it in.
Yeah, so
I'm like, okay,
let
me go ahead and
like
see.
I'm not cutting you all the way off, but I'm like, okay, there's a wall there. Let me put up this wall real quick, because I need to make sure that this is the first time, or is this your pattern? right? So my guards are all up. If you
or
like
if it's
first
me,
time,
is it
right.
me?
Is it
Let
me?
me.
Let me
Okay.
just, I'm gonna take back and look at it on my way. But see, if I realize it's a pattern, I'm done.
Yeah.
And see, for me, since I never got to have that conversation with my dad because he got dementia, when he finally passed away, he had dementia. So there was no communicating, there was no sharing my heart, the number that, because he was gone. Mentally, he was gone. And so what hurt me the most though was when we were at his funeral, and all these men came and spoke about how
great of a
person he was. Oh, he helped me out. He helped me. He gave me money when I needed stuff for my family, or when I needed a car part, he did this. Or when I needed a car, it was barely running, but he gave me a car so I could do. And so, girl, on the inside, I'm just like
eating you up. Did it make you angry, or you just felt like, dang, I didn't even know this person?
No, I was pissed.
Yeah.
Because I know my mom was hurt too, because me and my mom would just, because he never did anything for her either. So I'm just like, so he just really disregarded both of the supposed to be the two most important women in his life. He completely disregarded, but you help these strange men.
It's crazy, isn't it? And I'm like,
and so at the funeral I was like, I was pissed.
Were you pissed for cutting the toenails and stuff too? After
that? No, literally, I was like, I cannot believe, okay, this man, now he's to the point where he can't take care of himself. And here it is, the two women that you treated the least are the two women that are here for you at the end of your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was hard. And then to find out after he was gone that my two cousins on his side of my dad, my two cousins on my dad's side, they told me that, oh yeah, your dad was the reason I had my first car. Your dad was the reason. Your dad. And I was like, and girl, I just sat there, no lie, just started crying.
Yeah. Did you also, okay, so I'm going to take this back. So I know you don't want supposed to be asking questions, but when you start thinking about, relationships, like relationships with your dad, because this is one of the things that that kind of made me a little on the jealous side. I'm going to say jealous, or the one thing that you longed that you always had. You see, I have, friends like, even like with Christina and her dad's relationship is like great. Because, you see how he is with his daughters. And so a lot of times seeing a man with his daughters, you already know how a man is with his son, but at least you would want it to be.
Right.
But to see the relationship with the dad that is very protective of his daughter is everything.
Relate?
No, I can't relate. It's always something that you actually want, right?
Right.
And so, when you see it, it's a beautiful thing, but then you have that longing of, dang, I wish I would know what that feels like.
Right.
Because
I have no idea.
I don't either. I don't.
I'm trying to turn the volume, they said they can hear. But so when I see my friends,
I can't with her.
Say I kind of heard Kim. It sounds like
when we was at Philip's senior funeral. I'm not about to play with Shanae.
I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't there, Shanae. I don't know, but I hope y'all can hear us now. Y'all should have said something earlier if y'all couldn't hear that. We done had all this good conversation and y'all can't hear.
Oh, that's what she's talking about. How when she's okay, so she's commenting on the fact that when at the funeral you start hearing all these people getting up talking about how great of a person he was, but then here you are as a kid that's sitting here and you like,
I'm like, who?
And then it makes you angry all over again.
Like,
or when you didn't took care of somebody else's kids. Because that was the situation there.
Yeah.
You take care of everybody else's kids.
You take care of your nieces and nephews.
We talking about like the person that you married kids.
Oh, girl.
And then you still got your own biological kids. That's a whole nother different, level of being pissed off.
There ain't no men on here. Why
I don't know, because we're not men, so I don't know. I can't speak on that. I can't speak on it.
But that was really, really painful. But guess what? I had to get over it.
Yeah, you have to.
He ain't here.
And then too,
he can't even apologize.
But how much energy does it take being angry all the time? It takes a lot. It sucks a lot out of you. And so the thing is that in this life right now, I was talking to my daughter about this. I said, the thing now, the terms, I'm protecting my peace, I'm matching energies. This is the lingo that's going on now, but I am very, very serious about making sure that I'm not giving people this energy of making me upset about stuff. Because for what? Why am I spending my time in this particular situation, regardless if it's family or friends or whoever, at this point in my life? Because number one, we almost 50. Right. So at almost 50, who got time to be worried about if, I feel like the people that are going to be there for you are going to be there for you, whether that's your family or not. I have, like you said, I have work family, I have business family. I have, my family that's close to me that I, my sisters or whatever. But when it comes down to it, it's some people that I've had to let go in my life. Right.
But I'm okay.
But I need you to understand that I'm okay with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. When they say season, everybody's in your life for a reason, a season and a lifetime. I stand strong on that.
Maybe when the season is over, it's over.
And it's okay.
It's okay.
You know what I mean? And so at this point, it's what lessons do you learn? But if you're not going to add to my life,
right?
You got to be able to. You can't take everything out.
Baby.
It's like, when they talk about your love, the love that you give. I was listening to Lisa Nichols, and she talks about you need to give people the love from your saucer.
What that means?
You know how you have a cup and your cup is like, how you back in the day you had a saucer and you had the cup that was on the saucer, and if your cup is filled up, that it flows on your saucer. Well, when your cup is full, you need to stop giving from your cup. You need to be giving from your saucer, because if you keep giving from your cup, you ain't gonna be no good for nobody.
Right.
You got to give on your overflow.
Yeah,
see that's what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, y'all Google her, YouTube her, but she had some great things. But when she said that, it was like, dang. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Right. Because a lot of times that's what we do. We want to be accepted. We want to be loved, regardless of who that is, whether it's family or whatever. Want to be seen. Want to be. Now, no, I'm not in that space right now. Right. So if you don't want to be a part of my life, I'm okay with that. You missing out though.
But I like what you said about, seeing other people with their fathers, right? Because that used to be a sore spot for me. It's not now. Now I can just say, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. It's like I have 2 bonus sisters now who have adopted me, and I see them with their father, and it is the coolest thing. And I'm like, him and his wife, they get on the floor and they swing out and they dance, and I'm just like, and they be like, well, our dad dressed us when we were little, and I was like, that is so cool. But I no longer have that heavy weight of, my dad didn't do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, it's just beautiful to know that some fathers did.
And real protective of it. You know what I mean?
So it's just good to see. So I smile at it now.
You have to. And
took me a minute.
It did. I did, because I was a little low key hating, like, dang, why that couldn't be me?
Right. Yeah.
Dang, daddy, why you I'm good. Yeah. Like, I feel like I was a good child, right. I was all A on the road, graduated top of my class, went to college, got a degree. Okay. I mean, I'm just saying, I got 2. I'm like, aren't you proud of me? Like, what? Yeah. So at this point, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and celebrate and pat my own self on the back. I'm good. I'm good.
Man, I have so much. So I feel like because I didn't have the father dynamic, there was so many other intricate people that God placed in my life, right? That even though it was traumatic, and I did eventually have to, revisit that trauma, at the end of the day, God placed so many people in my life that I didn't even, probably pay attention at the time. But now, but still, I still have those people in my life, and I was like, I really didn't, miss out, too much.
I love my grandfather. My grandfather was real intricate. When my mom dated, remember Terry? My mama dated him for like the longest time. He was always good to my sisters and myself. And then even like looking at my kids, the stuff that my kids are going through right now, they do have people like men that are stepping up and doing, some great things. Uncle T, when I tell you Uncle T is clutch, that's Nene husband. When I tell you Uncle T is clutch, Uncle T is always about checking on them. Hey, where AC, and especially my son is at the house. And so my son is 13 years old. And I cannot teach my son how to be a man,
right?
Because I'm not a man. Right. I don't know what that feels like. I don't know what it looks like.
Right.
You start asking me about certain things. I can't tell you about, if you get kicked in the balls and stuff. I can't tell you what to do. Do we put ice on it? I don't know. I'm just saying. But I'm telling you, these conversations I'm having. So I'm in a situation to where it's very important that he has men that he can look up to, right? And so Uncle T is that person. He'll call Ace, hey, Ace, he shows up at his basketball games. He actually called him, hey, you busy? You want to go to a drag show? They have drag race shows. He comes and spends and takes time with him.
Right.
That's important.
Right.
But even like going back to Hutch, Doobie takes care of Ace.
Who's Doobie?
Keith Johnson, Bug brother.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So Doobie is another one that he's real big on making sure but he's about kids. But he has taken the time out for my son and hey, what do Ace need? Ace, oh man, Ace is a straight A student.
Come on, 92.
You know what I mean? And he 93. We ain't gonna talk about him. We ain't gonna talk about 93. But anyway, he's a good dude. But I'm just saying my son has people that are, checking on him. And making sure that he's good, his coaches, that are, working with me because, my income ain't, it's a lot when it's on one. And so when I have people that are stepping up and you know what, hey, just pay me when you can, but I need him up here in this gym.
Right.
Because I see what you're doing.
Right.
Again, having to release those walls to start accepting help is huge. And so, it's very important. Mentorship is important, but for my son, having that presence of a man and a man that really is about doing the right thing and not just doing the right thing for but doing the right thing about women. That's huge.
That's huge.
What I mean? They need to be able to see it.
They do. Because it's very lacking. I feel sorry for some of these kids today. I really do. But I'm glad that somebody in your situation at least is stepping up. What time is it? It's 7:44. Girl, we got to get out of here. Because I need to have me something to drink. So before I go, I just want to say, guys, please like, tag, and share the podcast. If anybody has a business that they want to shout out, please put it in the comments and then share the podcast. Okay. I want to give out a shout out again to you. Want to shout out Shanae?
Hey, Nay, thank you for logging on, boo. That's my sis, boo, right there. Happy birthday. We turning up all gifts for you. I see.
I'm going to get me her to get out. Baby, she's something else. Okay, I want to give a shout out again. I'm gonna call these names again. I know they're not watching that, but I'm gonna call them out again. I want to give a shout out to the Keaton family. What is going? It's so ghetto. Keaton family, Howard family, White family. I want to give a special shout out to the White family because that right there is my second family. If it wasn't for them, honey, I wouldn't know no Anita Baker, Shaka Khan, Isaac, but none of them, baby. Dennis White, hear me? Dennis White, I'm gonna call his name out, baby. He is the reason that I can sing, hold the note, know all the R&B folks that I know. The McGowans, the Jones, the Hines, the Jimenez, Taylors, Jordans, Portleys, Ingrams, all those people are very dear to me. Special shout out to my Aunt Lyra, my best friend. My mom's best friend. And I think that is it. That's everything. I'm cool. You got anybody want to shout out?
You know what? Shout out to everybody that have poured into me. You know, the people that have been there for me. It's too many to name, but you know, definitely, you know, my sisters. And that includes Shanae, because she said there's no sister in love here or sister-in-law here. That's none of that.
Right.
And then, you know, when I started looking at my, you know, best friend, you know, she's definitely been there for me. But, you know, Hutch family, those of you that, you know, that still kicking with a girl, you know who you are. So definitely that, and anybody that just, you know, just make sure that they check on me, you know, and I feel like that's important. And I feel like, you know, with this day and age, we definitely, regardless if it's blood, family, you know, or not, you know, when you can actually depend and call upon somebody, I feel like that's what the word family is about. That person that's going to look out for you, that person that has your back, and not necessarily somebody that you grew up with or anything, because I have a lot of family right now that I didn't even know a long time ago that has become my new family, and they're growing with me. So I'm all appreciative of that.
Yes,
thank you. This is my family right here. We go all the way back. I love her, love her, love her. And so thank you for allowing me to be on the show. I've been waiting to get on KFLO, honey.
I can't tell.
She was getting me at the wrong time. She was getting me at the wrong time.
Living her best life.
You know what? I have to do what I have to do. YOLO. You only live once. You know that, right? You got to make every opportunity count.
Let me shout out to my best friend, Michelle Munts. I know she ain't watching, but she'll catch it later. That's my friend, my sister, Shalita, Patrice, all the kids, all the family, y'all. You know I love y'all, so that's all I want to say.
Hey, Christy, that's my cousin. Hey, cousin, that's another one, baby. Baby, when I was going through that divorce, she was a shoulder I had to cry on, honey. When
Christy,
I tell
you late, girl.
She is. She gonna have to go back and watch it.
To go back
like
and watch
share. Love Christy. Hey, cousin.
But girl, share this podcast though, girl.
I'm gonna need you to do that.
Okay, we finna go, y'all. Please like, tag, and share. You can follow me on Instagram at Conversations with KFLO. I think it's I am KFLO K. Also, my YouTube channel, which is Conversations with KFLO. And y'all, when I post this stuff and y'all think it's funny, can you please comment and then share? I'm trying to go somewhere.
I mean, come on, help a sister out.
I'm trying to go somewhere. I ain't trying to work this
job. Don't be
no
hater. Come on.
I ain't trying to be in this job for the next 15, how many years?
That part. TV. She look good to be on TV too, huh?
TV, huh?
Yeah. Bye, y'all.
Peace.